I woke up to someone calling my name.
Hey.
Are you alive? My eyes fluttered open. The ceiling wasn't mine. Pale curtains, unfamiliar light, a room that smelled faintly of ink and flowers. My head throbbed. I tried to sit up. Careful, a girl said softly. You fainted again. Again. I swallowed. Who are you? She laughed lightly, like it was a joke. Don't tease me. It's me. Her face came into focus. Beautiful. Familiar in a way that didn't belong to me. The female lead. The one everyone loved. The one I had read about until 2 in the morning. Oh, she added, already distracted. Can you bring me my cloak later? I have an audience today. That was when it hit me. Not the headache.
Not the strange body.
The story. I wasn't her. I wasn't a villain or a rival. I was worse. I was the backup. Do you remember? She asked, frowning. I forced a nod.
Yeah.
Of course. She relaxed immediately. Good. I don't have time for this today. She stood, smoothing her dress. You'll help me prepare, right? Like always, I said automatically. She smiled, already turning away. I knew I could count on you. The door closed. Silence swallowed the room. I stared at my hands. Slender, ink-stained. Hands that copied letters, cleaned mistakes, fixed problems that were never acknowledged. I remembered the ending. She stood under falling petals. Applause.
Love.
A future promised in gold. And me, I vanished. No farewell. No gratitude. Just a line about a loyal friend who faded into the background. That's it. I whispered. My chest tightened. That's all I get? I laughed once, short and hollow. So, I really don't matter. I stood slowly, legs unsteady. The mirror confirmed it. A plain face, quiet eyes. Someone meant to exist beside her, never beyond her shadow. Furniture. I murmured. A memory surfaced. Me defending her. Me apologizing for her mistakes. Me staying silent while she took credit. My throat burned. No, I said aloud. The word surprised me. It sounded real. I won't. This body trembled, but the pain was sharp, undeniable. Borrowed life or not, it hurt the same. I won't disappear quietly. The promise settled deep. If the story wants me gone, I whispered, then I'll break it first. I watched her from the edge of the garden, where the sunlight hit just right and made her hair shine like spun gold. Everyone around her smiled, leaned in, hung on her every word. Admiration followed her like a trail of petals in the wind. Isn't she perfect? Someone whispered behind me. I nodded, but I didn't feel pride. I felt the sting of old wounds. Always, I muttered under my breath. Thinking of the nights I had stayed up fixing her mistakes, smoothing over arguments, taking blame that wasn't mine. She laughed at something one of her friends said, a careless, effortless laugh. I remembered how I used to copy that same smile in my dreams, hoping someone would notice me too. I stepped back, careful, silent, a shadow among shadows. I wouldn't be seen, I wouldn't be claimed. Do you need help? I overheard one of her closest friends ask. No, thank you. I've got it, she replied, brushing her hair back and tilting her chin. The arrogance of someone who had never known consequences. The same arrogance that had made me quiet my own voice all those years. My chest ached. Memories of covering for her, apologizing for her, fading into nothing. They surged like bitter rain. But this time, I resisted the pull. I wouldn't step forward. Not yet. A group appeared at the edge of the garden, all smiles and careful bows. The male lead, powerful, distant, his gaze sweeping over everyone but pausing briefly at her. Not me. He didn't even know I existed. She's always surrounded by people who worship her, I whispered. And yet, she never notices the quiet ones. Rivals lingered too. Eyes sharp, whispers like daggers. They disliked her, but they also ignored me, perhaps thinking I didn't matter. The perfect position for watching. Tension hummed in the air, electric and faint, like a storm gathering beyond the horizon. Something was coming. I could feel it in my bones. I let my hands fall to my sides, folded neatly, and forced my shoulders to relax. Observation, not interference. Caution, not loyalty. She twirled in a fleeting moment of joy, oblivious to the currents swirling around her. I inhaled, filling my lungs with the scent of jasmine and sunlight. Not this time, I said softly, a promise to myself. If the story demanded my sacrifice, I would refuse. I would watch, I would learn, I would survive. The world kept spinning around her, golden and untouchable. And for the first time, I was content to let her orbit alone while I found my own gravity. The room exploded with voices before I understood what was happening. She stole it. I saw her take it. There's proof. I froze near the doorway, my fingers tightening around the papers I'd been carrying. Her name echoed from every mouth, sharp and accusing. That's impossible, someone said weakly. It's not, another snapped. The evidence is right there. She stood in the center of the hall, pale, eyes darting from face to face.
I didn't, she said.
I swear I didn't. No one moved closer. No one believed her. I stepped back into the shadows as officials laid the items on the table. Documents. A seal. Something planted too neatly to be coincidence. Explain this, a man demanded. She shook her head. I don't know how it got there. Whispers turned cruel. Admiration rotted into disgust in seconds. I trusted her. So fake. I always knew. Her hands began to tremble. Please, she said, voice cracking. Listen to me. Silence answered her. I remembered this scene. Every line, every breath. This was where I stepped forward, where I claimed responsibility, where I lied to save her future. My chest tightened painfully. She would never do this, I heard myself whisper. The words hovered, waiting to be spoken louder, waiting to become my sacrifice. She finally saw me, her eyes lit with desperate relief. You, she said quickly, tell them. You were with me. All eyes turned. Pressure crushed down on my shoulders. Destiny, heavy and familiar, wrapped around my throat. I opened my mouth. Nothing came out. Say something, she urged, panic rising. You know me. I did. I knew how this ended. I knew how I vanished afterward. Witnesses stepped forward. Lies flowed smoothly. Each one carved another crack into her composure. That's not true, she sobbed. The male lead frowned, doubt creeping into his gaze. Enough. She reached for him. He stepped back. That hurt her more than the accusations. I watched her world collapse, piece by piece. Fear twisted her beautiful face into something raw and human. This was the moment. My heart pounded. My legs felt heavy. If I spoke, the story would write itself. She would be saved. I would be erased. I stopped. Something inside me snapped quietly, like a thread pulled too tight for too long. I lowered my eyes. I don't know, I said softly. The words landed like a blade. Her head whipped toward me. What? I don't know what happened, I repeated. Gasps filled the room. The script screamed at me to fix it. I refused. Officials moved closer to her. Voices blurred. I stood still, heart shaking as destiny loosened its grip. For the first time, I didn't step forward. She came to me after midnight. I knew it was her before I opened the door. No one else knocked that softly, like they were afraid the sound itself might reject them. When I saw her, my breath caught. Her eyes were swollen, lashes clumped from crying. Her shoulders shook as if she'd forgotten how to stand tall. The woman who had never bent for anyone stood in front of me, broken. Can I come in? She whispered. I stepped aside without a word. The door closed behind her, sealing us in silence. She took 2 steps, then stopped. Her knees hit the floor. The sound was sharp, final. Please, she said, voice trembling. Help me. My heart lurched painfully. I hated that it still could. I didn't do it, she continued quickly. You know that. You've always known me best. Always. I stared at her bowed head. Get up, I said quietly. She shook her head. I can't lose everything. If this continues, I'll be ruined. I swallowed. And what about me? She flinched, then looked up. For the first time, she was really looking at me.
I was wrong, she said.
I didn't see you. I didn't thank you. But I will.
I swear.
I'll make it right. Promises. I remembered them all. Her smiling while I cleaned her mess. Her silence when my name was erased. Her tears whenever she needed me, and her absence when I needed her. You'll clear my name, she said desperately. You're smart. You always fix things. Just like before. Just like before. My hands clenched. The ache rose, sharp and familiar. The part of me that wanted to be chosen, even this way. I defended you when no one else did, I said. I know, she whispered. I stayed quiet so you could shine. She nodded, tears falling freely now. I disappeared so you could be happy. Her lips parted, but no words came out. The room felt unbearably small. I remember every time you chose yourself, I continued softly. Every time you looked past me, every silence you let hurt me. She crawled closer. I regret it. I truly do. I closed my eyes. Destiny pressed in, urging me to lift her, save her, erase myself again. When I opened them, my voice was steady.
No.
The word landed between us, heavy and unmoving. Her breath hitched. What? I won't help you, I said. Not cruel, not loud, just firm. The room went silent. Words spread faster than I expected. By morning, whispers had turned into outright chatter. She refused her help? Heartless. Ungrateful. Who does that? I walked through the halls, feeling eyes on me, some accusing, some incredulous. Even her closest friends avoided my gaze. I had become the topic everyone debated, the shadow that refused to serve. A part of me flinched, remembering the old story, how I would have stepped forward without question, erased myself for her happiness. But that part had been buried. I breathed. The weight lifted just slightly. People are going to hate me, I muttered under my breath. I don't care, a voice answered, almost too close. I turned to see a new face, someone cautious, curious. A side character who had never interacted with me before. He tilted his head, evaluating. You did what? I shrugged. I chose myself. He laughed quietly, a sound of disbelief, but not mockery. Interesting. Bold. Bold. I liked that word. Rumors about me ran rampant. They said I was selfish, ungrateful, reckless. They gossiped about my loyalty, questioned my morality. She, the female lead, was the one crumbling publicly, yet I was the villain in everyone's eyes. And yet the world shifted. Her allies started to falter. One of her friends whispered too much. A lie slipped during a meeting. Another protector missed a crucial detail. Without me smoothing everything over, cracks widened. Evidence she thought hidden surfaced. Her lies trembled under scrutiny. I watched quietly, learning how this world moved when I stopped serving as the invisible hand. My focus turned inward. My thoughts, my actions, my alliances, small, careful, deliberate. I didn't seek attention. I didn't demand power. I simply made choices for me. A few side characters approached, curious, hesitant. One offered a small tip, another shared insight. Trust was earned slowly, without sacrifice or self-erasure. I nodded, absorbing every connection, letting it strengthen my position quietly. I'm not invisible anymore, I whispered one evening, alone in my study, watching the sun set through the window. The sensation was unfamiliar, thrilling. I was learning that power didn't always come from pleasing others, from serving as the shadow. Sometimes it came from standing still, watching, and letting the world shift around you. And slowly, surely it did. I smiled faintly, not for anyone else, not for the story I had stepped into, but for me. For the first time, I wasn't part of her ending. I was writing my own, and the story, finally, began to bend. I watched it unfold quietly from the corner of the hall, as if the world itself were holding its breath. A witness cleared their throat and shifted their statement, hesitation spilling into conviction. I think I might have been mistaken, they said, eyes flicking nervously toward the officials. The documents that had condemned her vanished from the desk, inexplicably misplaced, leaving gaps that couldn't easily be explained. I folded my hands, observing. No triumph, no laughter, just a subtle, growing sense of balance, like the air itself righting itself after being tilted too far. Her face changed. First confusion, then panic. Her flawless composure cracked. "No, that's not possible," she whispered, gripping her cloak, a tremor in her hands. The male lead frowned from across the room. His trust had always been her armor, but now doubt crept in like a slow tide. "Are you sure about this?" he asked quietly. Her supporters, once unwavering, exchanged glances and fell silent. The people who had orbited her light were uncertain, hesitant to defend what no longer seemed absolute. I walked slowly through the hall, my eyes catching on a broken bracelet on the floor. Once, it had meant everything. Her gift to me, a token I treasured silently while she took the world by storm. I bent and picked it up, turning it over in my hands. A memory fluttered, long nights of quiet devotion, unseen, unrecognized. I didn't replace it. I didn't return it. I simply let it lie in my pocket. A reminder that even small things could mark the turning of time. The whispers grew. Mistakes multiplied. She misread documents, misstated facts, faltered in her explanations. Desperation painted her face in sharp, raw strokes I had never seen before. Karma moved, but slowly,
Subtly.
patiently, not like a storm smashing everything in its path, but like water wearing down stone, inevitable and quiet. I leaned against the wall, watching the story untangle itself. No joy sparked in me at her faltering, only a faint, steady satisfaction that balance was returning. An unread letter on a side table caught my eye, its edges curled, untouched. A confession never sent, a truth never spoken. Like so much else in this world, timing had a way of correcting what had been overlooked. I held my breath. The world didn't shout. It whispered, but it was enough. The shift was subtle at first. I noticed it in the way people lingered near me during meetings, waiting for my thoughts before speaking. Notes were passed discreetly, eyes flicking to me for confirmation. I wasn't asking for it, I didn't want it, but it came anyway. She refused to intervene, and yet, one whispered behind my back, all lacing their tone. She sees things clearly. I felt the weight of their attention, strange and new. I didn't revel in it. I merely observed, measured, and absorbed. Meanwhile, she faltered. Her steps grew hesitant, her usual charm dulled by the eyes that no longer trusted her. Allies who had once followed, without question now hesitated, murmuring doubts in corners. The aura of invincibility she carried was cracking, and she felt it. I saw her in the hallway one evening, shoulders slumped, hair loose around her face. She approached me silently. "I need to speak with you," she said, voice soft, stripped of arrogance. I didn't move, didn't respond. I watched her struggle to find her words. "Why did you change?" she asked finally, exhaustion in every syllable. "Why aren't you helping me like before? You used to do everything for me." I looked at her, the girl who had never seen me as more than a shadow, and my lips curled into a faint, steady line. "Love without respect," I said slowly, letting each word land, "is just another form of betrayal." She froze, blinking. For the first time, the words sank in. Her expression softened, but it wasn't relief. It was comprehension, slow and careful, as if she was truly seeing me for the first time. She began, but I didn't let her finish. The room seemed to quiet around us. She searched my eyes, looking for anger, for spite, for regret. But there was none. Only firmness, clarity, and a line drawn where it had never been before. I didn't explain further. I didn't need to. She understood in a way she never had before, without my having to justify myself. Outside, the halls continued to shift. My presence, my voice, my choices mattered now. and the balance I had quietly nurtured began to tilt in my favor, not through power seized, but through power withheld, through the patience of observation and the strength of standing still. She looked at me one last time before turning away, her head bowed, her steps heavy. And for the first time, she didn't try to pull me back into her orbit. She listened. That was enough. It happened quietly, almost imperceptibly at first. A slip here, a confession there, and the threads that had bound the false narrative began to unravel. She did it. A voice stated firmly in the council chamber. The evidence, finally examined without bias, pointed to the true culprit. Papers shuffled, faces turned, and the room exhaled a collective disbelief. Her eyes met mine, wide with relief, but I saw the shadow beneath it, the realization that everything had been lost, even if justice had arrived. "They framed you," someone murmured, voice heavy with shame. "All of it wasn't real." She nodded slowly, swallowing hard. I understand," she whispered. No one applauded. There were no triumphant cries, no perfect restoration. Trust, once broken, is a brittle thing. The people who had doubted her didn't cheer, didn't forgive, and the whispers of betrayal lingered. I stayed in the background as officials acknowledged my observations, my restraint, and the patience that had helped uncover the truth. "You should stand with her," one person suggested softly, pride in their eyes. I shook my head. "No," I said simply. Recognition was not what I sought. I had learned that my path didn't need her shadow to shine beside it. She stepped forward, hesitant. I owe you everything. Please." I held up a hand. Closure doesn't mean reunion. It means release. Her lips parted, confusion flickering, but I didn't explain further. The words were enough. The air felt lighter, and I realized it wasn't just the weight of the false accusations lifting. It was the weight I had carried for years, the self-erasure, the loyalty I had offered without question. I breathed deeply. For the first time, the world felt like it belonged to me, not as someone's shadow, not as a backup, but as myself. The sun streamed through the windows, illuminating the room in warm light. I could step forward now, or remain where I chose. I smiled faintly, the sensation strange and freeing. Release wasn't loud. It wasn't dramatic, but it was everything. And for the first time, I felt lighter than I had ever been. I walked through the quiet streets, the city alive around me, but no longer tethered to her orbit, no longer defined by her story. The sunlight caught on the edges of buildings, casting long, sharp shadows, shadows I used to hide in. Now they were mine to step through, mine to cross freely. I didn't hate her. I didn't forgive her. Those emotions felt unnecessary, like old clothes that no longer fit. I simply acknowledged them, tucked them away, and let them go. For years, I had existed in someone else's tale, my purpose borrowed, my voice silenced. Now, every step I took belonged to me alone. A breeze lifted my hair, carrying the faint scent of jasmine from a garden I passed. I smiled softly. Life wasn't perfect. It wasn't scripted, but it was mine. People watched, curious, as I moved with quiet certainty. They had expectations, assumptions, stories of what I should be, who I should serve. I ignored them all. Every choice, every thought, every small victory was my own. I built alliances, nurtured friendships, chased ambitions, not for recognition, not for anyone else's gain, but because I wanted to, because I could. The past lingered like a soft echo, reminding me of who I had been, what I had endured, and how far I had come. And yet, the future stretched ahead, uncharted, untamed, unwritten. For the first time, I felt it fully, possibility, freedom. Life lived on my terms. I inhaled, steady and deep, and stepped forward. No one's backup, no one's shadow, just me, and that was enough.